In the last presentation, we discussed how to draft a well-defined program purpose statement. In this presentation, we're going to start developing a results chain from a situation model. You can follow along in Biodiversity How-To Guide 2 on pages 12 and 13. Here is the situation model for the Grand River watershed example, which was developed in the first module, Developing Situation Models in USAID Biodiversity Programming. It's the same situation model example developed in the Biodiversity How-To Guide 1. When the design team developed this model, it also rated the direct threats, shown as pink boxes here, in terms of how they affected the biodiversity focal interests of concern. You can see the results of this rating process illustrated with small color-coded boxes in the upper left corner of each direct threat box. In this example, large-scale cattle ranching was rated as a very high threat, while overfishing and small-scale commercial agriculture were rated as high threats. The threats of illegal selective logging and excessive hunting and revenge killing were rated low. Given limited resources, when planning for biodiversity conservation, it makes sense to try to address your highest ranked threats. For this example, we will focus on overfishing, which was rated as a high threat. Remember that this is only one of various possible threats that your team may choose to address. For each selected threat, you should follow a process similar to what we'll demonstrate in the rest of this module. The next step is to separate the components of the situation model that are related to the prioritized threat. In this diagram, the overfishing section to be separated from the main situation model is outlined in blue dashed lines. This separated section includes the affected biodiversity focal interests, as well as the drivers behind the direct threat. Isolating the components driving overfishing from the larger model will let your team focus on a smaller portion of the model, the part that is most relevant for overfishing. Now we have an isolated problem chain. In the next presentation, we'll add some key missing drivers.